Hello, my name is Carolyn and I work for the Woodstock Library for Multnomah County. We are going to make a craft today for New Year's, or anytime really, because hats are always good. I love hats. So we're going to make a hat for New Year's Day or New Year's Eve or maybe New Year's noon. So I have, to make this craft, a nice piece of colorful paper, but you can even use just white typing paper and you could just draw on it with crayons, and I think that would even be more special. But you do need a piece of paper, you need some yarn, a pair of scissors, and if you're too little to use scissors, or if you don't have child-proof scissors, then you might get a grown-up to help you with this. And I have a hole punch, but you don't necessarily need one because you can always punch a hole just with the pencil. So the first thing that we're going to do is cut a nice long piece of yarn. So I'm going to unravel a whole bunch of this yarn, a whole bunch of it. And I'm going to cut it with my scissors. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the two ends. Here's one, and here's the other. And I'm going to put those ends together, and I'm going to pull it all the way until I find the loopy end. And then I'm going to bring them together like that, and I'm going to fold it over again, and then I'm going to fold it over again, and then I'm going to fold it over again. So it's just like that. Now what I'm going to do is get a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape one of those ends together. Might need a couple pieces. All right, you'll find out what this is eventually. This is going to be very exciting. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of paper. One of the pieces of paper on one side is going to roll towards you, and one is going to roll away from you. So it kind of rolls into kind of a cone. Now this can be kind of hard. If you need any help, you can get it from your grown-up or from your friend who's really good at rolling paper. Okay, so we're going to end up with kind of a cone shape like this. What we're going to do at the top of the cone where that paper flap is, we're going to tape it down with a piece of tape. And then all along where the piece of paper goes down the cone, you see where it is? We're going to put more pieces of tape. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. This is just for fun. Okay, so you see I've put a bunch of pieces of tape along that seam. Now what I'm going to do is on the bottom, where it's kind of crooked, I'm just going to cut a nice kind of round shape. That. So it kind of looks like that. Okay, so now we have this nice cone. I might actually cut it just a little bit shorter. Let's cut it a little bit shorter. All right, so it's going to kind of look like that when you're done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this silly thing we made with yarn. We're going to pop that in the top, and then we're going to reach our hand in there, maybe not. We'll just put some tape on there so it's surely to stay on. Doesn't matter with crafts, you can always just make it work. Okay, put some tape on there so it's nice and stuck. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hole punch, and we are going to punch a hole in one side of it. You see? On the other side, we'll do the same thing. All right, so we have two holes. Now we're going to go back to our yarn, and we're going to pull out a nice long piece, and we're going to cut it. And then we are going to put the two ends together just like we did before. And we're going to cut it right at the top where that loop is. Now we are going to take one of the pieces of string and we're going to put it in that hole that we punched. We're going to put it all the way through, and then we're going to tie it. It doesn't matter how you tie it, just so it's nice and secure, and you can tie it to the top of your head. All right, so you see how that looks? And now we're going to get the other string. We're going to put it right through there, and we're going to tie that side. Okay, now I'm going to take this hat off, because why on earth would I wear that hat when I have this one? All right, we're going to put it on our head, kind of hard to see, and I'm just going to tie a knot, I think, so it stays nice and strong. All right, kind of look like a unicorn, don't I? Oh my goodness, look at that hat. Pretty fancy for any kind of party, or New Year's Day, or New Year's noon, like I said. All right, I definitely look like a unicorn. Well, thank you for making this craft with me, you guys, and have a wonderful new year.